King of the Hill, baby. Last time was Arena. Now we're doing its sister game mode in King of the Hill. So let me just keep it brief. There's not really a script going into this as much as there's just a few bullet points I have. Going to review all the King of the Hill maps. I have some criteria that I would like to set now that I'll be addressing in each of the points there when I talk about them each individual map. So let me say them as they are. Aesthetics, that's important. The control point, how good is it? Can you defend it? Can you attack it? Is it fair? Stuff like that. Lastly, how well does the map actually funnel you to the control point? Because what's the point of playing King of the Hill if the map basically disincentivizes you from ever capping the damn point? You might as well just play something else, right? And then obviously there's some miscellaneous things like, oh, is there too many flank routes? Is the map just the map layout just to be play bad, etc, etc, etc. Stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, we're starting it out on Badlands. We're doing this in alphabetical order if you couldn't tell. So let's go over the criteria one more time real quick. Aesthetics. So this map, pretty good. It's a classic Valve made map, so you can expect some funny rock formations and general, like, good looking stuff. Should be good. How well does the point hold? Pretty good. Pretty good. It's very good, actually. Well, we'll get into more of that in the miscellaneous section. How well does the map funnel you to the point? Again, mostly pretty good. Mostly. Like, just know how to spawn here. Out of spawn, you drop down. Typically, the typical route people will take, they'll come this way, on the overpass, spits you out on the point, and if they go under, they'll typically either cross back up this way or go that way. On the point. It could be a little better. Like, it does just give you an option to run straight under the point. It's kind of weird. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I'll get into that in a second. Right now, actually. So, the issue with this map, right, is this point. There's two big issues. The point is really, really good to hold in a way that is a bit overbearing. Now, it's not impossible, right? The thing is, with this map, the first fight of the game, one team will win this point, and it's pretty difficult for the other team to retake it. A lot of the time, the other team doesn't retake it, from what I've experienced, like with both community servers and casual mode. Why? I mean, look at it, dude. It's on. Look at the high ground it gets over most of the map here. Just by standing on this here, all of this, you can just blast them, and they don't have a way of shooting really back at you. They start shooting, you just back up. What are they gonna do? If they're coming from that way, they can come from here, you see them, or they can try and come up this way, in which case, you can still see them. It's not, and then, you know, well, what about coming out through here, right? Or through right here? Well, the point being at high ground isn't a bad thing. It's like that on Viaducts, like that on Lakeside. It's not a bad thing, it's on high ground. It's a bad thing when the high ground is so overbearing that it's really difficult to push it. Like, from right here, this isn't big high ground. This isn't really an issue pushing from right here on level ground that people are playing here. It's a compounding issue. These crates are... They probably shouldn't be here. It's probably one of the things I would change about this map. These crates are way too good. Like, way too good. You get high ground that now on here. You still get all this high ground on here. And if anyone starts shooting you from here or here, all you have to do is drop down. You have a wall covering you. And remember, you're on the defending team. But taking advantage of these, you know, sightline blockers just improves your survivability, which is what you want on defense. I mean, yeah, you can't shoot them back if you duck behind the thing, but who cares? You back up, you're with the rest of your... You back up, wow, you're with the rest of your team on the point. Then you can start shooting them again. You're safe the entire retreat back to your team onto the point. These crates provide a little too much cover, provide too much high ground. I mean, even here, these crates are high ground. Being right here, you know, fair 1v1, fair exchange, you can get someone through there, but on top of the crates, man. Blam. They just ain't getting through. Same with here. Blam. Goodbye, man. So, what I would say, first off, these crates should probably be removed. The train cars might also be too much high ground, but that's something I don't think is that much of an issue, really. If somebody crouches behind the things like this, then, like, they have to crouch. They have to actually crouch, which makes them easy. They're impeding their movement when they're crouching, so it's not really that big of a deal. So just the crates really should probably not be there. Map wouldn't lose much from these crates being here. You know, it's like the train's still going without the crates on top. It just makes the point a little easier to push. And I think the point does need that at this point. Like I said, a bit too hard to push. I mean, shit. Gets into point 2. If they aren't playing on the high ground, where is the enemy team playing when they have the point? Right in here. In the enemy team's house. The defending team is playing in the enemy team's house. Why? There's health and ammo here. And it's just a big choke spam where, you know, let's face it, right? You have to come out of here, you go in here, and then if there's a, you know, Stemmelman or soldier explosion spamming this, you're kind of fucked, aren't you? You kind of get ballooned. Now, there are other ways to push, right? Because if they come this far, if they come out this doorway, they just get blown up by the people out of spawn. So people don't usually push this far in. But there is an alternative way to push, right? This way, through this valley. This is a decent alternative, because it not only can you just bypass the house and spawn here, but if they're standing really, really close, like right here, and you come from right here, boom, back shot them, you know? And with the back scatter, so to speak. But there is still an issue with that. It's that the spawn doesn't really direct you there, like at all. Let's think about what people see when they spawn in. They see this, they see 2 entries, if not 1. They're either spawning on there, spawning right here. Right here, they're not going to waste time going that way, they'll just come this way. Then they'll immediately make the decision to just go on the high ground, not take the low ground most of the time. If they're here, they might see that exit sign and go that way, or more likely they'll go this way. Walk over here, see, okay, I have 3 options. I can go this way, but this way looks longer. This does just look longer. These ways look shorter because they immediately are cut off by a turn, which doesn't make you think, that's really long. That way looks long from somebody right here. So they're not gonna come this way and go up there. They're gonna go this way, or they're gonna come up here and go that way. However, if people come out of this door, what do they see? They see that. They can either go in the house there or there. They're not looking that way. They already committed to taking this door, they're just gonna go this way, right? And this is good, you know? Divides the team up a little bit, but it still centralizes them on actually fighting the point. And they can, you know, come up from behind there, come from there. So what's the issue here, right? We have a decent flank. We have a flank that is good and leads you to the point still. What's the issue? The issue is this wall. This wall, remove this wall. Remove this wall. Possibly even make the staircase come over here instead so people can see it easier. Because as it stands, when do you actually see people go down these stairs and then go that way? Almost never, just because these stairs are just out of the way. I mean, you spawn, and again, you have to go... You have to make a 90-degree turn. Nobody's doing that. They're going to walk forward. People in this game want to hold W. That's why maps are designed to lead you to the point without even having you keep going. That's not how people play. They don't play by going 90 degrees. Right? So those are 2 things. Third thing, like I said, the high ground here is a little bit, like, kind of insane, so there should probably be something in this area here. Something, so that people can maybe get up to the point from down here instead of having to go through there or loop all the way over there. This is a maybe. If this area is unchanged, the map would still probably play decently. Like, mind you, this map doesn't play horribly, but it could definitely be improved for these reasons that I've mentioned. So with that in mind, I give this map 7 dusts and bowls out of 10. It's pretty good, but it can be improved, possibly with the things I've said. So with that in mind, let's move on to the next one, boys. Go. You saw the intro card, you know what we're doing. Brazil! It's a meme. We all know it's a meme, but how bad is it? Is the meme justified? We'll start with the aesthetics. They're dookie. They're terrible. Okay, do you want the biggest proof? You don't believe it yet. Alright, do you want proof that this map is horrible looking? Let's just go out of spawn here. Nice visible seam where all the flat PNGs of trees are colliding. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. Sorry. And you can't defend this map's aesthetics after seeing that. If you are, then you're just insane. There's just no getting around that, is there? So, the point. It's weird. The point isn't fucking fun to defend at all, because you just get shot from everywhere. But it is hard to contest, because it's on high ground. And unless you're scout, or soldier, or jumper class, you have to walk up that slope. You can't just do this. So it's annoying, because people will just constantly people will pepper you, but you're also in a position where you can just hold this area. Which is, yeah, I mean, it's not the worst point ever, but I think most people would rather not defend it. Or even attack it, so it's bad. Now here's the part that actually is of interest, right? This map is known for having the labyrinthian buildings and whatnot. So how confusing is it to get to the point? Let's just go out of spawn here, right? From spawn, let's see. Let's follow the arrow. We got a choice here. Let's just follow this one. Where are my arrows? Well, I guess I'll go this way. Oh, another arrow. And then there's the point. Okay, what if I went this way? Okay, I go this way. Or what if I went this way instead? Well, here's what the actual issue is, right? Out of spawn, 1, 2, 3 doorways. Okay, that's about standard. Viaduct has this. But then you get into here, and 1, 2, 3 different choices of where to go. Go this way. Come up here. And immediately, 2 more options to go. From here, you can go that way, into there, or drop down. There's a lot of, frankly, useless space. Like, you can drop down from here. So it's not that these buildings are necessarily labyrinthian as much as there's just not much reason to be in here. Why would I go up here? Why would you ever come over here? Why is there a health cap here? Are you defending in here? You're so far from the point. This would just be a pretty bad spot to even try and stage a push from, right? The only viable spot to try and stage a push from on the map would be from right here. Because this is the only spot that doesn't put you at a debilitating low ground. I mean, if you have a team full of, like, soldiers, you can roll out of here, I guess, and get sticky trapped in this tiny cramped doorway and windows. So really, you just have to push from there. But I wonder, right? How would this map play as an arena map? Still probably terribly. Because they'd have to change this entire point section here, because anyone who tried to cap this point would just probably get it in arena. It'd be really annoying, right? It's really annoying. In arena, as described in my previous video, the point is supposed to be easily contestable. So it doesn't feel like, oh, if somebody's contesting the point, the entire team has to dedicate themselves to stopping it, unless there's multiple people there. Here, it's like, you gotta start sicking multiple people on there, because since you're at such a low ground to try and shoot this, they'll just spam you out and you'll die, so you need teammates, which is kind of annoying that you're forced to deal with that. That's not fun. Oh, and I didn't even mention the one, like, side path that you just don't even use. It's this one. No. It's this one. This only you're not taking this out of spawn. You're not going this way. This only exists, so if somebody's walking this way, they can go this way. In the time it took that to transpire, I could have done this and went to spawn on the defending team, or just done that. So this entire flank is pointless. It's just pointless. This map has so much useless space. Like, under the point here, would the map play any differently if there was just if this was just solid block, just straight solid? Probably not. Would the map play differently if this little cliff wasn't here? I mean, slightly. But most of the issue with most of this map is it's just useless space. Nothing's happening here, you know? So oh my god, I'm noticing outside the map. Oh my actual god, what in the hell is this am I looking at? Not the satellite, satellite's cool, but like the trees again. Holy shit. So one more thing for the road here. The aesthetics are bad, but what about these buildings especially just are like nonsense. What is this? This is just nothing. This is actual just house vomit. This is nothing. No these are not real buildings people can walk in. And then also red, you know, red and blue. Red side has this, blue side's all that. So why is there red on blue side? Why does red have more of the map than blue like that when it's supposed to be symmetrical? How does that one work? Could it be that they just took this house model and just shoved it here, despite it not working proper? Maybe. I don't know. Listen, I just work here, man. I don't know. I do know this just looks really bad. When you look at blue side, it's not as obvious as red side, because red's got all the different colors, but this is still just nothing. Like, what in the fuck are these roof shapes? Ooh, man. So, is this map as bad as the meme says? You are going to Brazil. No! Is it that bad? There are worse KOTH maps, but that would still be my reaction if you told me we're playing Brazil. No! Oof. Let's get out of here. Cachoeira, the Piranha map, because I don't actually know how it's pronounced. I don't speak Spanish. I don't have the native tongue for that. No hablo español. Okay? So let's get to the program. Aesthetically, I mean, if it was just the spawn room, right? Let's just take it step by step here. The spawn room looks quite okay. Reminds me of, like, Cold Front. Then I look in here and I'm like, oh, right, this is a modern map where they have to just shove, like, nuclear submarines and toxic waste and the jungle. So aesthetically, this map is kind of farting. Like, oh boy, I sure love being in Latin America as the scout, because this looks normal. It doesn't look normal. So how does the point play? Well, let's just go there, right? We don't need to hear Mr. Kraig complaining for 20 minutes about the aesthetics, right? I think I could just boil it down to jungle aesthetic bad, doesn't fit TF2. To the point. The point is kind of like Harvest's point. Very enclosed box with an opening on the roof where you can just be shot down from. However, unlike Harvest, there's a distinct disadvantage to this point that even Harvest doesn't have. You can be spammed out from high ground directly, you know, not perpendicular, but like parallelish to the point. You're on the point, and you will be spammed out up here. You know what happens typically? Some dickwad puts a sentry up here because it just looks right onto the point. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? Cap over in this corner? Oh, great! So the soldiers that are on the roof can, easily kill you with spam. This is worse than Harvest. This is Harvest on, like, well, it's not on steroids, but it's Harvest painted with ugly jungle aesthetics and made less fun, basically. For the point. Now, how well does the map, get you to the point? Right? Because, okay, the point's kind of shit, but how well does the map get you there? Even if the point is shit, people will still cap it even though the map is bad. So, out of spawn, you get, oh, what's this flank go to? Oh, right, nothing. It just leads you right there. There's already a useless flank out of spawn. This entire building doesn't even need to be here. This could just be an open courtyard, but you gotta segment it like this for some reason. Following the normal path here, because I assume this is the path the devs wanted you to follow. I mean, sure, it spits you out by the point, except why would you go here when this is a death trap when you could just go around this way and start fragging? So, I mean, it leads you to the kind of point area, but then you're immediately encouraged to just ignore it and just keep going through. It's not even like a general strip of the map, right? For King of the Hill to work well, you don't even need to necessarily have a singular point to hold, as much as it's like a general area. There's not really a general area you want to hold. You don't want to hold over there. You don't want to hold this. You don't want to hold this. Versus Badlands, right? Which we just saw. You kind of want to hold the bridge. Even if you don't hold specifically on the point, you still want to hold the bridge. You don't want to hold that. Right? You don't want to hold that. The map doesn't really centralize you enough to that. But what about these other flanks, right? Well, can you see an issue here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fucking little tunnels you could take. This one just spits you back that way, so basically this shouldn't exist. Viaduct doesn't need to do this shit, so just seal this up. This doesn't really need to exist, frankly. I don't know why this is here. And this probably doesn't need to exist either. What is the purpose of all these flanks? I don't know. It just divides the team up. Because when a team comes to here, some will go this way, some will go that way, some will go that way, some will go that way, and then, oh, but, you know, does it centralize them back to the point? No. Because this path will lead you to here, in which people can go this way and ignore everything, or they can go this way and ignore everything. I mean, some people go here. This map does not do a good job of centralizing players to the point. In fact, from my experience, and just by going through the map right now, right, we can see it looks like it'll just spread players out way too thin. So it makes it very difficult to play with this control point here. So far, aesthetics are poop shit farting. The control point sucks to fight, sucks to defend, it's not fun. And the map doesn't actually lead you to the point very well. So what else is there? What are some minor, you know, maybe some minor good things or bad things? I mean, they put more, what's the gimmick of the map, right? The piranhas? You're not playing over here. Who's playing by this helicopter? There's just no point in going over there unless you're just asking for some dipshit pyro to just do this to you. To just air blast you up, also. Incredible, magical floating ammo box. Wow. You're just asking for some pyro to push you into one of the 2 instant kill things on the map. So you're not going to do that. I can't get over this. It's so jarring. I cannot get over this. There's like 12 people credited for making this map, and they can't even do that properly. Isn't that insulting? Look at this. It's such an obvious seam in the geometry. You should feel insulted by that. 12, it's like 12 people are getting money from this map being in the game. 12 fucking people are getting money from this. And they can't even do something basic. Like, make sure their map's geometry doesn't look like this. Or not have needless flanks to divide up the team and make it not fun to play. I'm insulted by this map, frankly. Well, I would be if I didn't think that Valve has just been adding nothing but slop anyhow, and I don't play casual, so I'm not that offended, because I don't need to play this, ever, because I don't run this on my server. I don't run any of the bad maps in this video, unless I say I run it on my server. I don't run it on my server. It's not being ran, because you know why? Because I want people to be able to have fun when they play this game, and not have to suffer. So, let's get out of the suffering on this map, let's go to something different. Here, just for show, just for a good show, also. Nice blood. Just for show. Let's show off the piranhas. Oh, you're really, ooh, scary. Ooh! You didn't hear it when I loaded it, but when I loaded into the map, by the way, they made snark noises from Half-Life.
Who wants some of this?
The fucking piranhas make snark noises from Half-Life. Also, the chairs are... You can just clip into them. Just brilliant map design. Remember, 12 people worked on this, and they couldn't even do something basic like program hit detection on a chair. Incredible. Moving on. Alright, Cascade. Now here's a map I actually have some history with, because back when, well, I've played this map before we had this finalized version, basically. And I'll give you a spoiler. I don't know if I'll be able to find the map, because I'm having some issues with my cloud saving with TF2. For some reason, most of the maps I had downloaded are gone, so I have to see if I can find the old version. But if I do, I'll show you that to compare it to this version. But the old version looked better and played better, so I'm just giving you that heads up now. Just get that out of the way. But let's just give this map its fair shake, right? Aesthetically, I mean, in here looks okay, I guess. The issue is once you come outside, these trees are just always ugly. And these buildings look stupid. This just looks stupid. What's with all the windows? What's with all the windows for? Right? What is this? What is the purpose of this? It just looks ugly and excessive. Red side looks worse though. Like holy shrimp, Batman. This looks. It's one of those things. If you're looking forward, you might not notice it, but when you're playing a map alone, it's like, oh man, wow, this looks bad. Wow. Well, so the control point. The control point is strange. It's simultaneously annoying to fight and not that annoying to fight. It depends on how people are playing. When the defending team puts a sniper anywhere, it's really annoying because he can stand here. He can just snipe into your side of the map very easily. Or if he stands on if he stands on this rock, he can snipe that way. If he stands anywhere on the point, he can always snipe there. Not to mention, sniper can stand by the battlements and snipe from. Well, let's just go there. I messed up the jump. Let's just walk. He can just if you control the point, like let's say blue controls point, he can just see all this straight into there. Sees their sniper. This isn't a super egregious. This isn't super egregious because he only sees that. And these are spots where you'll just see another sniper pop out. But this is still annoying to fight. If you're trying to push up through there to fight the people on the point, there's just a sniper back here. What do you even do?
I'm not even winded.
You know, what do you do? Because he's protected by his team. But the thing with the point, right, is you can probably tell these make it very strange because you can just come over this long thing here and then just do that. I don't get it. It's like this map wants to be viaduct in the sense that, oh look, it funnels you to the central control point here on a slightly elevated high ground with like the rocks on it and stuff. That's what a viaduct does, right? It's like this map's kind of doing that, and then there's this above, where you can just do that and just shoot down to the point for some reason. Not to mention, there's a flank under the point. I don't mind the flank under the point. It's a risk-reward because this area is cramped, but it's weird, right? It's just a flank right under the point. Very strange. The point itself, like I said, defending it and fighting it can be very hit or miss, just because of are people pushing out of these side tunnels? Do they have a sniper? Do they have a demo man? If they have a good roster of people, I mean, let's be fair here. The defending team can just plop a soldier here or a demo man, and they can just or a scout, and they can fairly easily control the tunnel. Even in casual, people just have like a soldier up there just to kill people. The soldier will come up there and just walk around because, I mean, you know that people will want to take this room, right? So you can just have a soldier in there and corner peek that, and they can't really do much about it. So how well does this map funnel players to the point? It does it quite. It's okay. It's not bad. Because no matter what, you always end up in this strip here, or if you go with a flank, up there. You end up there. So you're always spit out on the point, aside from this. But this isn't something that people are typically going to use because you pop out of here, you know, you might get your face blasted off by someone. It's a risk, right? I don't mind this little thing under the point. It's a risk. So it does funnel people to the point fairly alright, but, you know, it's not the best. It's not the best. There's some strange things going on here. Like, this house is kind of excessively large. I don't think you need all this. You know, it's a little silly. It's not anything I'm going to knock the map points for, obviously, but it is a little excessive. Like, we needed another doorway here? I don't know. Doesn't really make much sense. So, overall, this map isn't the worst ever, but I really wish this isn't the version they put in the game because, God, dude, the older versions were better. And as I said, if I can find it, I will edit it in post and record it and everything. It'll be a little bonus section for you guys, so look forward to that, I suppose, or don't. I'll flash I'll flash a thing on screen right now if I actually found it. So yeah, it's Cascade. It's a map of all time. It is a map of all time. Let's move on to something hopefully more interesting. Alright, so as I alluded to in the previous Cascade section, there is an older version of this map I wanted to show off. This is one that, they used to... I mean, Cascade used to be a competitive map, right? If they played in Highlander. So this is an older version I knew. Because this was like cooler, and I always thought it looked cooler than the new one. So let me show you this real quick. Aesthetic differences. For starters, it just looks cooler. Like, nice trees. Like, actually decent looking trees. Cool TF2 like painting background. Waterfall that looks kind of spinge looking, but that's not so bad. Well, the big thing is the midpoint. Let's look at it from mid. For the aesthetics. The only potential issue here is that both red and blue side have basically the same building, just color swap basically, which red side should have a bunch of like metal and stuff. Not metal, more wood, and blue side should have metal. Like these like wooden beams on the blue side perhaps should be metal instead, like metal fences. Except for mid's more like negative wood. Like that should be metal and such, and then on the red side, instead of just like marble like this, probably be not marble, or whatever this is, it should be like bricks. Bricks might look better for this, but that's really the only gripe I would have with this map aesthetically. That and the waterfalls still look really shitty. They can fix this. This can be fixed. And as for how the map plays a little better than the other version in terms of the midpoint, because for starters, you don't have a fucking thing right up here unlike the other map that you can just jump down easily. If you're crawling on this, you can take spam all on this and take blast damage and stuff. So it's not exactly a good position to be trying to inch your way around there. The issue is still there, where this high ground exists, but unlike the other version, it has this that you could potentially play back here and be safe from that. Or since this is your side, play over behind these rocks and play like this as well, near the point. Now, this is still stupid. These like flanks here should not exist. At least not like that. If they came out at the point here, that would be maybe okay, but definitely not like that. The high ground above the point is still no good. Bigger thing is that sniper is not as big of an issue, and I'll show you why. Look at the sightline here. It's still kind of big. Like, it's still the same sightline straight across, but you have all this cover here and here, and he can't shoot you here or here until you actually get onto the point, but by that point, it's the team fight, etc. So he's not a big an issue. He plays up here now.
I feel good.
Now, when he's on the point, how is he when he's on the point? Well, if he stands here, he can't stand under this and block most damage like he can in the modern one, because the modern one has that little overhang. He can hide under here, and a soldier would have to peek out wide to do that. Here, the soldier can't play under here for stars. There's a big rock here, and if he plays over here, a soldier can just peek this corner and just spam him out, and he can't do anything. He can't come back this way, because the soldier can come tighter that way. But even still, this does not see as much as the new one. I'll show you all this area over here. That's a pretty sizable chunk of area, like right there, that you cannot see. So the sightline is still large, but it's not as large, you know? You could still be, it's like I said, still easily stand out from what happened. Which is why, in competitive, when I played this shit in competitive, Highlander, yes, because Kraig played Highlander. I also played 6s, and I also played 4s, and I also played Prolander. I played literally everything. I've literally played at least like a cup or a season at like most of these, so for Highlander, the snipers on this older version would basically be coming out there on the battlements, which is still problematic, right? That he can sit so far away and just shoot people, but it's not as bad. Especially because when you have the point, you can get your sniper a little more aggro to counter them, but it's not ideal. This isn't like a perfect map or anything, but this is honestly plays pretty well. As for how it leads you to the point, I covered it in the other section. It's basically the exact same as it was then, except this time, instead of coming out the middle of the house here, you have this thing here. You can edge the point like that. Because if you came out of the middle of the house, you have a sniper on the point, you can just see straight through that. Which is what happens here on the modern one. You can just see straight into the pushing area. He can't see that at all, I believe. Let's look. Yeah, he cannot see that at all. He can, like, kinda... He can't jump, though. You can see that spot right there, and that's it. Just this corner right here. Yeah, like, right up against this wall, I guess.
I'm running circles around you.
Which is not much. So overall, I think this version is just better than the modern one. This is the map if one day some brave community member wants to fix up this version of the map. I mean, shit, I think I'd want to run it on my server. As opposed to the new one, which we are not running. It doesn't play well. I don't think it looks good. This one has promise, you know? Alright. I've wasted your time long enough. I'll have a thing at the beginning of this section that if you don't want to... Yeah. If you didn't want to see it, you didn't see this anyhow. And if you did, then I'm wasting your time. So, let's get on to the next map. Hope you enjoyed your little bonus here. Little bonus stuck, a little treat. A cooler cascade. Cooler one. Ciao. And that's the end of part 1. Sorry for the potentially sudden cut at the end of the video there, but this ended up being a much longer project than I intended it to be. In fact, all the footage of me recording the different maps is over an hour and a half long by itself without any editing. So I've decided to split this video into 3 distinct parts. This part you saw here ends with the little bonus section at Cascade. The next section will be about as long. I'm trying to keep them all around 30 minutes each. So you're not going to have one that's much longer than the other. But they won't all have the same amount of maps because some maps I do have more to say about than others. But that's okay, right? So, this is the end of part 1. Thank you guys for sticking around. I hope to see you guys in the next one. See you around.